I was just watching a YouTube video that was saying 80% of Americans don't like their job and they hate going to work.
Lexar Homes as a franchise is looking at expanding our footprint into a nationwide type of thing. We have one of the best home builder warranties probably in the nation. It's 3 years foundation to rooftop.
Yeah, I read that. What does that mean?
If you have any issue with your house after you buy it within 3 years, foundation to rooftop, anything, we will come back and fix it free of charge.
If the interest rate drops, the price of the homes goes up?
One of the guys that was training me told me that if I want to be a good project manager, then I need to be able to take ownership for everything. Everything is my fault.
Yeah, here's a personal question. What brings you the most peace?
What brings me the most
Like
peace?
a hobby, something in your life, like...
The thing that brings me the most peace for sure is going home every day at the same time to be with my family, spend time with my kids, help my wife out. Then second to that probably would just be, doing what I do every day. I love it. Being in construction, building houses, it's something that I've found that I love doing every single aspect of it. It doesn't matter what it is that I'm doing. I've done just about every single part of it that you could possibly do, and I love it every day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like I get to go to work and do what I do every day, and some of it sucks and some of it's great,
Right.
but it's just all of the good and the bad put together is just what makes me love it.
Right.
So it's cool. You hear a lot of people say that they hate going to work and
Right.
they hate their job and they wish they could be doing something more fun. And I feel very blessed because I found the thing that I love.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I think that, like, I was just watching a YouTube video that was saying 80% of Americans don't like their job and they hate going to work.
Right.
And it's like that small 20% that actually love it or enjoy it. But we've also just been kind of told, like, oh, work, like, you just have to hate work. And that's just kind of the status quo.
Right.
And I don't think that needs to be the case.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to, what I heard from Amy a little bit about your story, maybe it was not always like that. Like, have you had prior career jobs?
It was a long road getting work to where I am now. And I never knew where I was going to end up. I never knew what I was going to be doing as a career. And that's a hard thing to figure out when you're young, right?
Right.
You're out of high school. You have no idea what you want to do. Everybody's trying to push you to go to college or whatever. I've done a whole bunch of different things in my life and went a lot of different directions. And I kind of ended up where God wanted to put me.
Right. Right. Totally.
I guess I'll just tell you like how I got into construction.
Yeah, sure.
The entry was, I believe I was 19. I got a job at Par Lumber as a forklift driver. So I was introduced to all the different building materials. I got to learn all about that. They put you through a course telling you like how to build a house from the ground up so that when you put lumber packages together, you put the right material in the right spots in the lumber packs. So the guys out framing the house don't have to dig to the bottom of the stack to get to the stuff that they need first. So that was like my intro into home building and building materials. And that's kind of stuck with me throughout. And then I left there, got into the healthcare field, and worked as a caregiver and did that for several years while I was going to college.
Okay. What were you going to college for? Like, what was the degree?
So I went to college for teaching.
Oh, nice.
I was going to get my degree in elementary ed and ended up finishing the program. But toward the end of it, I decided I didn't want to teach. And
yeah, makes sense.
My parents were divorced when I was young. I think I was about 7. My dad moved away. Long story short, we kind of reconnected, and he talked me into starting a construction company.
Oh, really?
He used to own a small construction company, building houses and doing remodels and stuff, whatever,
right?
That kind of thing.
It's a big difference from education.
Yeah. So he used to do that, and he talked me into starting a construction company. So I finished my degree out. I got my degree and started. Well, I was working full time, going to school full time, and I started this business on the side, finished the degree, quit my job, and started this company. And I had one job lined up. So
Wow.
that was how I kind of got that started. Did that for, I think, about 5 years, ran that company. And I was trying to remember back, it's been a while. So after I started that company, we finished the first job, and then I was using a lead generation company to get leads so I could get more work because I was brand new. I didn't know anything about anything. I had no construction experience at all. And I was kind of relying on my dad to, guide me and be the experience I didn't have. And we were showing up to bid projects, and he would show up drunk. He had an alcohol problem. So he'd show up to bid projects with me drunk.
Dang.
We showed up to this project to
for your company.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, man.
Yeah.
That's
and this is
crazy.
like, 3 months in.
Wow.
He showed up drunk, fell off a ladder, and then I was like, this isn't going to work. So I fired him. So I had quit my job.
Dang.
Finished my degree, but I wasn't pursuing a career in education, and fired the experience that I had in the company, fired my dad.
Right.
So I had this company. So I had to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
So I would go bid out these projects by myself and convince people that I was an expert in every single thing that I was going to bid out.
Right.
And I watched a lot of YouTube videos and was able to just figured everything out, and ended up being fairly successful, and did that for a while.
Did you have any points of, I think all of us as entrepreneurs, we have these points of, this is too hard, I'm going back to 9 to 5. Like, I'm just going to go get a job because I don't know enough. I'm not getting enough business. It's not what I thought. Do you have any moments?
So I got to the point where I was working so much that I just wasn't really that happy in what I was doing. So I decided I wanted to do something else. So I shut the business down, and I got another a 9 to 5 job with a home builder.
Okay.
Shut the business down, did that.
That was after about 5 years, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I worked for this other home builder for about 2 years.
Okay.
And just as a project manager.
Okay.
Built a lot of houses in a short amount of time, and learned a whole bunch of stuff about new construction because I was mainly doing remodel stuff.
Were you working less at that point than you were in your business to a certain degree? Or
honestly,
probably about even?
Probably about even, but I didn't have all the responsibility of owning my own business and having employees and all of that.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was just okay with it. I enjoyed having my own business and the freedom that comes with that, but also I liked not having that responsibility too for a certain amount of time, and I was just okay with that.
Right.
So I quit working for that other home builder, and then I got a job at Lexar Homes.
Nice.
Project manager, and that was great. And I've been with Lexar for 10 years now.
Okay.
And for 7 years, I was completely fine with just being a regular employee. I didn't have the responsibility of having my own business and all that. And then one thing led to another, and I was able to purchase the company. And I'm 3 years in now.
Did that feel like a pretty easy decision for you, or was it like?
Yeah, because I was managing most of the day-to-day operations of everything that was happening in the business.
Right.
I was in charge of pretty much everything with minimal oversight at the time when I took over. So I knew the business really well. I just wasn't responsible for the business itself.
Yeah.
But it was an easy transition for me to go into an ownership role because I've done it before and I knew a lot of stuff to expect.
Yeah, you knew the ins and outs of just being there. You knew all the people and this maybe systems.
Yeah, and I also had 7 years to figure out and plan on what I would do differently if this were mine. I could do this, and this to grow the business in our community.
Yeah.
I
have a lot of questions, but I guess one of the most pressing ones is, you can answer this how you want it, but I'm just curious, out of those things that you noticed while you were there for 7 years project managing, is the business being run smoother now that you're owning it? Do you think there's significant things that were like fixed that you noticed and that now have kind of been smoothed over. Makes sense.
Not necessarily fixed, just improved upon.
Okay.
Yeah, there and that goes with any business, right? There's
Right.
If you're not improving, then you're not growing,
Right.
right? You're just staying the same, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. There's a lot of people that live their lives that way and run their businesses that way, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But if you want your business to grow and be more successful, then you need to be constantly improving.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Is there like an area outside of business in your life that you're not willing to compromise on? Like even if it costs you money, even if it hurts you, like do you have some core values maybe?
Yeah, just something that I live by in my personal life and in my business is just being honest and doing what's right, no
Yeah.
matter what, even if it's hard.
Yeah.
And I live that 24 hours a day, every day, and we try to instill that into the culture of our company.
Right.
Our employees hear that from us, and they take that and bring it into the way that they treat our customers and just handle themselves on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And our customers feel that too. We're upfront, honest about everything. We don't hide anything. We have, like, for example, we do daily logs on our projects in our Builder Trend, which is our project management software.
Okay.
We give our customers access into all of the notes that we put in there,
Oh, that's cool.
every note. So they get to see the good, bad, and the ugly.
What you're saying, what you're thinking.
Yeah, everything.
That's cool.
Yeah, they get to see it. It makes them feel like they're being communicated with,
You're
which they are.
transparent.
Which they are.
Yeah.
Full transparency, and it really just helps build trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes they're going to see something. Our customer might see something on their house that is messed up.
Right.
Maybe a subcontractor messed up. Maybe you guys came in and installed the gate, and the gate was not level, or something. Maybe they're the first one to see it.
That's never happened to us before. We never made a mistake.
Yeah.
Just joking. Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're all perfect.
Yeah.
No, but
That's cool.
we just full transparency, and that's something that we changed when we took over.
Yeah.
And in the 3 years since we've owned this company, we've had 100% customer satisfaction because of that.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, it's a different time that we're in. I think even some stuff I was watching recently basically was saying in the time of such AI and such like entertainment and flashy and money and stuff, it's like people are really craving genuine experiences and transparency, human connection.
Right.
Like I'm not just trying to sell you on everything. Like even if it's really convincing, a really convincing deal or whatever, it's people are craving that transparency, genuine connection, authenticity. Right. So that's really cool.
Yeah, like we can, we're not perfect, and things happen. It's construction. Right. Things happen constantly. It's just what you do to make it right.
Right.
Right. And also, part of that is being transparent, and like our goal is at the end of a build, we want our customers to refer their friends to us.
Yep.
And we have builds that have maybe not gone so well.
Right.
But we're honest, and we did things right, and we go back and we fix things, and we do everything that we can to do the best that we can.
Right.
And they see that, so they'll still, even if the project hasn't went well, they'll give us 5 stars.
Right.
On a Google review, and they'll refer friends to us still.
Yeah. You might get a better review, which is crazy sometimes, than doing it perfect the first time, because they're like, oh, this is great, awesome, 4 or 5 stars. But if you did something and then it kind of messed up, and you come back and you fix it, it's immediate, and maybe you give them some kind of incentive or something.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes they can get a way better review because, I don't know, they just see that you're genuine, you're honest, and it kind of reveals the curtain of this is a business to like, this is who we are, right? And we run into the same problems, same exact things. And it's like, okay, we made a mistake, everyone does, but what do you do about it?
Right.
And can we be here tomorrow? Break of dawn, 9 a.m., whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Be here, fix it, get it done, get it for you, say we're sorry, take the acknowledgement,
Yeah.
And
own up to your mistakes.
And then you learn from the mistakes, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. We are really genuinely curious about, because you're the owner of Lexar Homes Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
But kind of learned through our research that Lexar is all over kind of this area, even the country, right? And that's a franchise, right?
Yeah. So mainly mainly based in the Northwest, and
Okay,
then we
mainly
have
Northwest.
a branch in Arizona also.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe we're one of the only franchise building companies,
Okay.
which is cool because we're like we have the buying power of a much larger builder,
Right.
but we have the feel of a hometown builder. And each of the stores is individually owned, and we have
Right.
some autonomy to run our businesses the way that we want.
Yeah, that's what I really want to get into. That's what I'm really curious about is like, we kind of called this the Lexar machine or
Yeah.
system. And I'd love to hear more from you. Like, is there an HQ? Do they make the floor plans and then you take those? How much freedom and choice do you have?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So we have our corporate office is based out of the Seattle area,
Okay, nice.
and over there is basically lives our drafting department.
Okay.
And that is the one thing, or one of the things that really separates us from our competition. Our drafting department has turned into like a custom home machine, right? So our customers come to us, and I always tell people that we let people do whatever they want to their homes. We let people change anything and everything as long as
That's cool. It's legal.
it's feasible and they can afford it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
So we change anything and everything. We have over 70 floor plans on our website, and we really rarely build the same house twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Like pretty often. Like
Yeah,
from
like-
house to
like
house to house.
Very rarely do we build the same house twice.
Interesting.
They're all customized. We give people what they want, and that's what we tell people.
Yeah.
And we're able to execute on that pretty efficiently.
Okay.
So also on top of that, people can bring their own floor plan to us, whether it's something that they bought online or something that they drew up on a piece of graph paper. We have the ability to take that, send it to our drafting department, and bring it to a buildable set.
Right. I kind of had a question I had in mind for later, but on your website, on the custom building page, there was this quote that said, most customers who bring in a custom plan usually end up customizing one of our existing plans to fit their vision. And I'm just curious, like, why is that? Is it because, like, it's just easier? Is it because, like, their ideas are too extravagant? Or what kind of goes in that?
Seems like probably about 90% of the time that's what happens. We'll try to steer them in that direction.
Sure.
Just because it's a plan that we have designed already.
Right.
And
Is it quicker?
well, we're usually able to find something that is very similar and,
Okay.
and matches what our customer is looking for already. And then we just ask them what they want and need. And then we send that into our drafting department, and we're able to add that stuff and change it.
Okay, cool.
Like we can take, for example, one of a plan that's 2,000 square foot, and let's say you like that plan a whole bunch. It has everything that you want, but you just want it to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
We could take that and make it 4,000 square feet.
Wow.
And
okay, that's cool.
Keep the original feel of that 2,000 square foot plan, but make it bigger. Maybe add a couple rooms to it, and the sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
And what makes it even better is we're able to do it quickly and a lot more affordably than a lot of other builders are able to do it for. Yeah.
So why is that?
Well, it's because we do it internally, and we don't have to send it out. So like our pricing structure for that is a lot more simple. We like the maximum that you're going to pay for designing a custom plan with us is about $5,000. And that gets you a fully custom home through engineering. So I mean, you can pay a lot more than that.
Okay.
Going
Yeah, like
other-
what's
other
comparable
routes.
in the market? Like,
Well, I've heard of people spending upwards of $20,000-$30,000.
wow,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that can do it for less than that, but that's a very common number that we hear
Right.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's usually kind of shocking to
Yeah.
the clients too.
yeah,
right?
yeah. So like if somebody wants to come in and they want a very custom home that's way different than anything that we have, we'll design it, and once we get the prelim back, I will go through and we'll price it out. We'll actually bid out every single part of it and give our customer, the best price possible on a custom home instead of just putting a blanket price per square foot on a house. Yeah, because you could bring a plan to me and I could say, okay, well, we could build this for $300 a square foot, and maybe that's going to be profitable for me, or maybe it's not.
Right.
Maybe it's going to be a great deal for you, and I'm going to lose.
Right.
Or I'm going to charge you way too much, and I'm going to make too much money on it. So we'll actually just go and we'll price it out.
Price out the entire thing.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep. Or if you were to pick, one of our floor plans that we already have that's priced out, and you just want to make a couple of changes to it.
Yeah.
I don't have to price it out. I can just use the price per square foot that we already have that house priced at.
Okay.
If the house is $200 a square foot as it sits on our website, you go and add another 200 square foot to it, add another bedroom or whatever.
Right.
We'll just add, $200 a square foot for that.
Right.
Amount of square footage that you added.
So all these, I feel like they're pros that you're telling me about. Are those primarily because that's what Lexar Homes likes to do? Or is that because Lexar Homes is a franchised home building company? Because I kind of want to know the difference. Like, is there a difference if you had someone who just owned one owner, right, of a local home building company versus, say, Lexar or a bigger home building company? Like, the fact that you guys are a franchise, is that allowing you to have those pros, or is it just because that's like kind of what Lexar does?
So that's kind of the way that I have molded our system to work for our business.
Okay, cool.
Other franchises might do it differently.
Okay.
They might, some other branches might not let you customize quite as much as we will. They stick to doing things within their expertise.
Right.
Right. Like, I have a desire to build higher end custom homes. And we also have the subcontractor base and the knowledge in our own personal staff to execute on high-end custom homes too.
Kind of that niche.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other branches might not have the expertise to execute on a high-end custom home. They might not even want to offer something like that.
Interesting.
But they can execute on anything and everything that's on our website.
Right.
Right. So I guess I might take it to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you personally have like any kind of relationship with some of the other franchise owners of Lexar Homes around the PNW?
Yeah.
Okay. And what does that look like? Do you guys meet once a year? Are you friends? Or
we
work
get together for an owners meeting once a year. And also, I'm only 3 years in as an owner.
Right.
But I have been having a lot more communication with other branches. People will call me and ask for advice or whatever they have going on. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And you've been in the company for a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. And does the HR, like, what is that relationship between the Seattle office and you look like? Is there constant back and forth? Is it kind of like, look, you're doing your thing, we're doing ours, we trust you, whatever you're doing? What does that kind of look like?
So we get guidance from them on certain things, like we have company standards. Like, for example, we just are in the process of getting all of our vehicles rewrapped.
Okay.
Because the corporate wants to standardize the way that all of our vehicle wraps look, so that the branding is cohesive across the board. So you're going to see the same vehicle wraps here as you'd see if you go over to Seattle and you see a Lexar vehicle driving around, or if you go down to Arizona, you're going to see the same wrap.
Right.
Just like a McDonald's logo, or any of the big franchise companies have good cohesive branding.
Nice.
So we get direction like that. It's a good example.
Yeah. Is there a lot of things like that, or is it just once in a while it's something?
No, there's a lot of things. Marketing is another good one. We try to make sure that, like, a lot of the branches have their own social media pages, and we try to make sure that the message that we're trying to get across to our customers is the same across the board. So we don't have like a road branch trying to do something completely different, because people follow all the different pages, and we just want to make sure it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you you moved from project manager into ownership, and how does that look like? Was that just a private conversation between you and the last owner, or does it involve the HQ in Seattle? Does it involve other people specifically?
They were involved in the transition. They had to approve it.
Did they have to meet you or interview you or anything like that?
They just kind of knew who I was already,
Okay.
so it was an easier situation. This might be getting a little sidetracked from your question, but
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Lexar Homes as a franchise is looking at expanding our footprint
Right.
into a nationwide type of thing,
Okay.
right?
All
So
over the country.
all over the country. So I believe we're actually looking at opening up a branch in Nashville.
Oh, nice.
So it's like
That'd be sick.
way far away from here.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
if you looked around on our website at the Founder Series plans that we have, it's
Okay.
like a more entry level type of home that's more simple to build. There's only 6 or 7 floor plans on there.
Right.
And that is the program that we're going to use to expand our company nationwide,
Okay.
because we can find small building companies in all of these pockets throughout the nation and talk to those building companies and say, hey, what do you think about joining our franchise and using this Founder Series program that we have as the platform?
Right.
Right. So that's the only thing that those franchises would be really offering. They wouldn't be doing custom homes or anything like that. They would just be selling our Founder Series stuff.
Just
And
to just to get off the ground, or
well, no, that's kind of just the model.
interesting.
That's the model that's scalable, right? Doing a nationwide custom home building company would be very challenging to scale and have it be successful. But
So-
having something where you're keeping people inside of a box and only offering a certain amount of things is a lot less risky.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it vastly varies from Lexar Homes to Lexar Homes in different areas, as far as, because you guys love customization. You love
Right.
doing all that.
Right. But we are also selling the Founder Series stuff right
Also,
now.
right,
And the cool thing about it is everything is standardized, and all of the different branches are putting the same products into these houses. They all look the same.
Yeah.
The customizations that people are allowed to do are limited to what you can actually choose on our website.
Okay. Yeah. So it's still within a system that you guys
It's
they've
within a
built out.
system, and there's not any way to get outside of that box and customize beyond that.
Right.
So people are able to do simple things like add a third car bay to their garage, or
Right.
add a garage if it doesn't have one already, add a patio cover, change the paint colors, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, because you definitely had experience as a business owner, kind of on your own, and so have we, it's just kind of daunting being a business owner at first, right? And you're like, there's so much to do, and what am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Whatever. Do you feel like Lexar, like as you became that owner, did they come in and give you a lot of tools and really like provide you a path forward? Or was it kind of like, you're on your own, the owner will kind of guide you, or
Well, I mean, they definitely do, but it's different for me because I took over a company that was already moving. I
Right.
jumped on a train that was already
had some shape? Yeah.
right. It was already on its way, and all the systems were already in place, and I knew how everything
And you
worked
learned.
already.
Yeah.
But yeah, for somebody jumping into it brand new, they have all of the systems there at their disposal that have already been created. Right. It's not like jumping into a brand new company with no systems. You have to set everything
Yeah,
up.
that's true.
It takes a lot of work to do that and be successful at it.
Yeah, for sure does. So you kind of already had they got to just kind of walk you through different people's positions and what they're doing and why this matters and all that
Right.
stuff. And you already had experience being a business owner, but it sounds nice. It sounds refreshing as far as being an owner of a business.
Right.
Starting
Yeah,
from ground
to
zero really is stressful.
Walk in with something that's already set up and
Right.
and systems in place that have been proven and work, and also help if you need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool. If someone wanted to buy a home in the area, like why build Lexar versus anyone else? I think we covered a lot of cool stuff, but
So
specifically,
we do things differently. We don't skimp on materials to make the houses more affordable. We do things like raised heel trusses on our houses. Gives you more insulation around the perimeter of your house. Every house gets that. The way that we install our windows, the type of house wrap we use, the type of subfloor that we use, like just everything that we do is to make, is to build a house that's going to last and you're not going to have issues with, later down the road. Also a more comfortable house.
Right. Yeah. And I saw you guys have like a plethora of warranties on your website, and I was looking at this like badge. It was like a lifetime warranty.
Yeah. So we have one of the best home builder warranties probably in the nation. It's 3 years foundation to rooftop.
Yeah, I read that. What does that mean?
If you have any issue with your house after you buy it within 3 years, foundation to rooftop, anything, we will come back and fix it free of charge. With an exclusion, there's a few exclusions like appliances,
right?
Things like that. Like if your refrigerator breaks after 3 years or whatever, that's not something that's going to be covered. But just like the house itself, without the extra stuff like that, will cover it. And then a 5-year mechanical and electrical warranty, and then a lifetime structural.
Yeah, super cool. And I also saw there was like some financial incentives sometimes that you offer as well, depending on the situation, closing costs. There's a couple other things there.
Yeah, and those vary.
Depending on the situation.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool though. I feel like as I was reading that, I mean, I might not be the most knowledgeable person looking at homes, but I was reading over those things and I was thinking, this stands out to me.
Right.
And I was like Googling, like, is this super common amongst home builders? Because I've never heard of all these warranties, these long warranties, foundation to rooftop, financial incentives if you have a relationship, depending on the situation, whatever. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that really stood out to me.
Yeah, and we do our best to figure out how to make deals work for each person. Everybody's situation is different, and our goal is to be able to make homes affordable for people, right? So if somebody's having a hard time getting the house they want, then we figure out a way, if there is one, to make it happen for them.
Yeah.
It's not just I can't afford it, I guess I'm gonna have to wait or go buy another house that's already built or whatever. We'll look at it, and if there's a will, there's a way, and we'll figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Earlier me and Sean were having a conversation about how people are talking about how it actually right now the market's seeming like it's more valuable to just buy a new house,
right,
or customize a house than it is to even buy a pre-existing one.
Right.
Do you have any perspective on that? Or why that might be?
Well, right now, just because of the way the market is and the way interest rates have been, there are a lot of good deals out there on used homes that are already built.
Okay.
And even good deals on brand new homes that are finished inventory sitting on the market. There's a lot of builders out there with spec houses that are sitting that they're great discounts on, and really honestly a good purchase for people out there looking for a new home right now. When the interest rates drop, the prices of homes are going to go up, building materials are going to go up, and anybody that's bought a house, right now or in this time frame are going to, do well. They're going to increase their equity in their property.
Right. If the interest rate drops, the price of the homes goes up.
Yeah, because so like a supply and demand thing, right?
Right.
Interest rates drop, more people are going to be able to afford more houses.
Yeah.
Or more people are going to be able to afford more house, right?
Right.
Like right now, interest rates are like 6%.
Okay. Nice.
Let's say you could afford 1,400 square foot house right now, but if the interest rates go down to 3%, you might be able to afford a 1,800 square foot house or a 2,000 square foot house.
Right.
So that will drive a lot of people to sell their current home and buy a new house.
Right.
We encourage people to move.
Yeah.
But it'll also drive up prices, and that's when you see like people getting into bidding wars on houses and houses selling for above asking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. Yeah, because there was a while I started doing a real estate degree, to get my real estate license or whatever. And I'm definitely interested in like buying homes in the future. And Yeah, the interest was at like 7% for like years, right?
Yeah.
And then it dropped to 6.5, and that was a big deal. Now it's at 6,
Yeah.
which is wild. So
Well, like
gives us hope.
back during COVID, interest rates dropped into like, the
3.
mid twos.
Yeah,
Threes.
yeah. His sister got her house at like 3%.
Yeah. Yeah. And there were a lot of people that refied, a lot of people that
Yeah,
it was crazy. Everybody was trying to move and buy new homes. And,
yeah. And now the value's like doubled. It's crazy, just a couple years. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah. And the thing is like the prices of homes are not typically ever going to go down.
yeah, it's
Right?
wild.
So some people will say, "Oh,
crazy.
well, I'm going to wait until this is over and it's cheaper."
Yeah, I don't
We
think
we encourage people to not do that, not because we not just because we want to sell them a home, but
Right.
because we honestly think it's the best financial move for them to make.
Yeah,
And it would be a mistake to wait.
unless something like the 2008 crisis or something happens, but like you don't.
Yeah, but even
that's
then,
not good.
like this
You don't
area
want
seems
that
to be more insulated from the impact
Yeah.
of things like that than other places in the
It's
U.S. So
Yeah, there's
it
a
just
lot
depends on where you're at.
of money coming into and going out of the Hanford area,
Yeah.
and we do feel surrounded. Could you give me some kind of like sneak peek into the next 5 years of your business and maybe anything new or surprising or things you're excited about coming up? Maybe growth. I don't know.
Well, like I said earlier, we're constantly improving. We're constantly improving our systems. We're constantly training our staff to be better and more efficient and more knowledgeable. And we're doing that so that we can grow. And when we do grow, we're set up to do that without. Well, I guess we're set up to do that while minimizing our issues that we have.
Right.
We want to be able to execute on anything that comes our way, and we want to make sure that we're able to do that. So it's hard to say where we're going to be at in 5 years, but I know that we are busting out of the seams at our office right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Cool. It's a good thing.
it's a good problem to have.
Good problem to have.
But I'm sharing my office with 2 people.
Oh, dang. Yeah. So it's a problem. Hey, well, it's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It adds a level of
Community.
yeah, it makes it a little difficult.
Family time. Yeah.
So I would say in the next 5 years we'll be in a larger office space.
Okay.
And
That's
we
cool.
will
Exciting.
be building more homes in the Tri-Cities,
Nice.
doing bigger projects.
Yeah.
We have a good project coming up for Elijah Family Homes here in
Okay.
Kennewick.
Yeah.
We're going to be building 6 ADUs. We're doing a little development project and helping walk them through that. We're actually just doing it for them.
Oh, wow. Elijah Family Homes. Is that kind of like a rehab kind of deal?
Yeah, Elijah Family Homes is
For families that have kind of gone through difficulties and stuff like that?
yeah. So it's really a program for women who have struggled with addiction and maybe homeless.
Okay.
They give them the support that they need to get out of that cycle.
Yeah.
But they give them the tools and then they house them and
Super cool.
get them through their program and help them, assimilate into the regular world.
Yeah.
Without drugs and addiction and all the stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
It's mainly for women with children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah. So these houses that we're going to build are like, they're 2-bed, 1-bath,
Nice.
small houses around 800 square feet, but they're individual houses instead of, putting these people in an apartment or whatever, give them a taste of what it feels like to make it.
Have some space from maybe the world, even some space from the surrounding chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool. Yeah, I really like that. Do you feel like there's anyone on your team that deserves more credit? Like someone that just is like out there sweating blood, sweat, and tears? Or do you just think everyone in your company feels pretty valued, pretty like, oh, we're all here, we're doing well?
Well, definitely everyone on our team is a high value person, right? Everybody is an independent working type of person. Like we don't micromanage people. Mm-hmm. People have to be responsible and know what their job is, and we kind of expect that. But so they have a lot more freedom than in a lot of other types of jobs.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that everybody is equally as important.
Right.
Yeah, it just makes everything work. Everybody pitches in, does their thing, and takes a load off me.
Yeah. So everyone has like a very specific field of what they do. There's not really like one person that's kind of the same.
Right. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. And do you guys just do you like do weekly meetings? Do you do any kind of what's the culture like at
Yeah,
Lexar Homes?
we do meetings, construction meetings every Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
and we all get together and go through issues that we're having, talk about all the jobs, and just make sure that everybody is on the same page about what's going on, what we have coming up, and yeah, that's something that we make sure that we do every week.
Yeah. You also touched way earlier in the podcast about this like kind of culture of honor and truth. And how do you establish something like that in your company? And yeah, because we just are super interested in establishing culture, even here at Sojourn Metal Works, the Sojourn podcast. And how do you go about that?
Gosh, that's a hard question. Yeah, I would say that we have a really good culture. Everybody gets along. We're all adults,
Right.
and we're all professionals, and we all do our thing. But we're all also like, we all are almost kind of like family also,
Yeah.
and we all treat each other with respect too. So I think that goes a long way. But I think, going back to like doing what's right and being honest is like the key part of that foundation of
Right.
creating a good culture. Because if you don't have that, then
No trust.
there's a lot of problems that can stem from that.
Right.
And everything kind of just will happen. The culture just happens organically when you treat people like that, and they see the leadership, practicing what they preach,
Right.
and then they just kind of follow along.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So it's always top down.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
set the example.
And you just
One
don't tolerate.
thing that I do a lot is I take ownership for my mistakes in front
Right.
of the team,
Hmm.
all the time. I screw up all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the first to admit it. I will never pass blame on somebody else. I just take ownership for my screw ups, and I am vocal about it, and I think that goes a long way too.
For sure. It does.
I learned that when I first got into the new construction field. One of the guys that was training me told me that if I want to be a good project manager, then I need to be able to take ownership for everything. Everything is my fault. If a subcontractor screws something up, they screwed up, but I could have done something to make it so that didn't happen.
Sure.
Right. And when you break problems down, and like if something happens on the job site, and you break it down and you really think about, what could I have done to make it so that this didn't happen? Like I could have communicated better, or I could have, done a number of things to make it so that this thing didn't happen. So in the end, you're the project manager or you're the business owner, ultimately you're responsible for everything.
Right.
So if you can
That's
just
all I
take
need to
ownership of it and not
well.
worry about trying to blame somebody else, even if they may have had some fault in it, just
Right.
I screwed up. Let's figure out a way to make it so that doesn't happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool to hear, because I feel like that's kind of what we're trying to do here from the ground up, like
Yeah.
as it's growing, and just like presenting honesty and authenticity, and we're going to make it right. We're going to be real with people. Every time you lie, you just create another issue, and you
Yeah.
create another thing you need to cover up, and you create another, this person said that. But if you just tell the truth, even if it's not a great truth to hear,
Yeah. Just
it
get
is what
over
it
with.
is. At least everyone can agree that, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
you're going to have to deal with it anyways. So,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
if
cool.
you tell your team that you screwed up,
right.
they can't be mad at you for that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think
they
it's a
can,
very
but
honorable thing.
It just is what it is. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's super cool. We were kind of talking about Sojourn Metal Works and how, like, as a metal company, looking around the area, seeing the development, seeing these houses get bigger and bigger and bigger. Are you guys seeing more like steel being introduced into structural? Like, is that a desired look? Is there any case where that's happening more often? Like we do a lot of rails and stairs, but yeah, we're curious about the actual
I
structural.
haven't seen it a
analysis.
lot in what we do.
Okay.
I think there's a lot more steel in commercial building. But yeah, I know that there is sometimes a need to introduce, steel beams or posts into residential type
Right.
products, but nothing that we've really done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys do rails or stairs fairly often out of metal, or you guys stick with like wood?
So we haven't, but now that I know you, I'm probably gonna hit you up.
We're here. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We think it's super fun, and we try to our kind of like niche. And as we've kind of grown, it's like me and him are both artistic. We're both super creative, and podcast, right? It's just one of those outlets. And Sean finds it a lot in doing these kind of cool designs, and like, there's the cookie cutter stuff, and there's the modern so-called, which is very simple and plain, and we like to do that for people if that's what they want.
Right.
But we're trying to steer more towards, like, this is our logo here, and we're trying to steer towards more metal artwork, but in functional, something that stands out, something that's quality, stuff like that.
Looks great.
And so we think it's super fun, and we're always looking for a chance to do something super creative, different, fun, put it on social media, right?
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty much about all the questions I have for you.
Cool.
I give you a second if you have any other questions for me.
I don't really have anything right now. No.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so love the interview. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. I did want to give you a second to look at the camera and tell everyone how they can contact you, get a hold of you if they want to have a consultation or to follow you, all those things. So you can just tell them that.
I'm Scott, the owner of Lexar Homes. You can get a hold of us by calling our office, 509-783-1177.
Awesome. And this is the Sojourn Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Scott. And make sure to subscribe to our channel. Give us a like, good rating. Helps a lot. And we'll see you next time.